This mic's not even on!
Yes,
oh,
it
is. Hey, welcome.
Welcome to another exciting episode of
Round Suck
Tuesday.
Round Rock.
Jesus.
Round
So, what happened this week?
we said
Okay.
Oh,
and then?
he shat on the stick. Dan needs to get his drink. It's on the table in the other room.
I know. Thank you.
Anyway.
Me and Lauren went after drinking some Monster.
So Jacob's afraid of snakes.
No, I'm not afraid of snakes.
Oh.
Tunnel snakes?
No, don't snakes
So
rule.
snakes rule, dude.
So I want to tell this really disgusting story.
Oh god.
It's not really disgusting, but I was out at the beach with my family, and if you've never been to the beaches in southwestern Oregon, the ones with the
They code.
they code,
I would
and they have lots,
southeastern.
and they have a bunch of rocks on them, like smooth, like gray rocks, like big ones too. I was
They're big rock.
yeah, but they're like smooth gray rocks. I was jumping across some. It must have been 2 years ago or something like that, and I stepped on a dead seal.
That escalated quickly.
Whoa.
Jesus.
I was like jumping across, not looking where I'm going, and I had like a cold. I was like such cold that I couldn't smell anything. So I was like jumping, step on something that I expected to be really solid, and it went like, whoa, I'm like, ugh. like from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet just shook violently for like 3 seconds. And then I like ran away because I realized I had stepped on a seal, and I didn't know if it was alive or not. If it was alive,
Yeah.
that's cause to run away.
You don't want to step on a seal. Jay, Daniel, oh my god.
I thought I was turning it down.
But yeah, that Lauren reminded me of that
For what?
story because we were walking, and he's like, "Yeah, I once stepped on a snake here," and I was like, "Did you have like a weird experience with that snake?"
I once threw a snake at Lauren and he cried.
I also got hooked by a fishing thing.
There was no blood at all.
I was worried.
There doesn't need to be blood.
Yeah.
He threw a dead snake at me at a lake full of leeches. And,
There was no leeches.
There was probably.
Do you not remember the event at all? Because I remember the event vividly when you had a leech stuck to your testicle and you had to have your dad take it off.
I don't remember that. I think there's a reason I wouldn't remember
Probably
that,
because you had like that whole
Probably
like
push that away in a box
Like-
in
like
the back of
there's-
your
there's-
mind.
suppressed
I don't remember.
memories.
I don't remember ever having a leech on my
We went to that
testicle.
lake. We swam in that lake for like 2.5 hours. And
You threw that snake at him.
No, it was
besides
just
that
like
point,
a little slimy thing. I don't
That's
know.
a leech.
called a leech.
I don't.
Brock.
It was way smaller than a leech.
It was a
though.
leech.
Okay.
It was a small leech,
No,
though.
there were leeches.
Leeches.
The
Startups?
people next to us
Shut up.
were like, "Oh my god, leeches!" or something. After we'd been in there like 2.5 hours, and we're like,
What?
Oh,
And we both ran out.
and then we ran out and looked, and I was like, "Oh god!" One off my arm, one off my thigh, and I'm like, I'm good. As we're walking back to camp, when we get back to camp, Daniel's like, "Oh."
It's on my testicle. Why do you have your dad do it?
I don't think I did. I
You
don't-
did. Yeah, you're like, I don't know what to do, man. And I was like, ask your dad. He's like, works in a hospital.
He's a radiologist.
He's also not a
Whatever.
radiologist. He's a
Or
special
even-
procedures tech.
Even if he was the custodian, I'd be like, he works in a hospital.
I thought. Okay.
No, he does surgeries and stuff. And
Oh, cool. Oh,
on
I could-
occasion he'll do on occasion meaning like twice a day he'll do X-rays.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember hearing him talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom works at the same hospital.
Yay.
Anyway,
Okay, so I got a
I
leech
can't
on my
believe you don't
testicle.
remember that.
I'm probably blocking it
I
out.
totally remember
I
that.
kind of remember it, but I feel like I remember it from a dream. Wait, that sounds weird. From a nightmare.
I'm having
I
this
dream
lovely
about
dream.
I
I
remember
dream
the
about
part of
leeches
it.
sucking on my testicles.
Because my girlfriend never does it. Oh.
That's pretty damn depressing, Dan.
Cool. Anyway,
You told me you had a story a while ago, and you wouldn't tell me what happened. Like,
You told him about a story?
but he wouldn't tell
Tell
me
me what the story was. Like, have you heard about... Have you
Tell
heard about the
us.
story of Hansel and Gretel? No. Good.
Tell us, Lauren.
Cool. Well, that was this. No.
That was the story.
I had a
You're welcome.
event happen this week.
I remember you were dirty as fuck. Like, you had
Oh,
shit all
I
over
remember that
yourself.
event. That Lauren... Okay, can I tell the story from my perspective first?
Yes.
So, I'm just chilling at home, playing some video games on my laptop. Lauren calls me. All I hear is... Hey, dude, do you mind if I come over? I'm like, yeah, sure, where are you? He's like, I'm at the high school. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna walk over there. And he's like, alright, meet me in the parking lot. I'm like, what the hell did he do? So walk in the parking lot. Lauren has dirt on his shoulder. And I'm like, so Lauren,
Push that dirt off your shoulder.
what's going on? He's like, so I've been at your house for the past 3 Mondays. And I'm like, no, don't think you have been. Just gonna say that. And he's like, I've been at your house for the past 3 Wednesdays. I'm like, alright, dude, what's going on?
Jesus.
And then he told me the story. Not giving me any names, but he did tell me the story.
So,
Told me.
I'll let him tell the story because I'm really...
I was down at the fairgrounds, with this chick, you know,
Oh.
hanging out.
With your balls out.
No,
And your penis in her mouth.
but, well,
Go on.
not quite. We're down there, chilling, and
Oh, for people that don't know where we are, the fairgrounds is like right behind the high school, and the high school is like right next to my house.
yeah,
Yeah.
fairground, a block away from the high school, and Jacob's house is right next to it.
If you want the address, it is.
It's down like in a pit, and we're down there at these bleachers, just talking, and it's getting to that point where it's like on the edge of night, so it's just starting to turn dark. And,
Some would say it's evening.
that's what it would be called most places.
Dusk.
But
We like to call it on the edge of night in Oregon.
that's what I call it. God. So, headlights on the street, which is like
A gravel
it-
road.
there's like a pig pen that is completely like see-through between that street and the bleachers, and headlights, and you hear the tires roll down the gravel, and she looks over and she's like, "That's my mom." And I was like, "Oh shit, are you serious? Like, could that be someone else?" She's like, "No, that's my mom. I gotta go." So she like grabs all her shit. The car like drives past, goes like around the fence. She like takes off like running around the corner up the hill. She's gone in my mind, and I'm like, well, I'm just stuck here by myself, and it's cold. And there's like an hour and a half till Scout starts. And Jacob just lives like right over there. I could probably just go to his house for like an hour or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, she's gone. Car's gone. Whatever. I'm down there. I'm shaking. I don't... Why am I shaking?
Why'd you kick over my can, dude?
I think... I don't know. Why am I shaking?
It's not cold down here. Anyways, continue your story.
We get... sorry. I'm gonna put my phone away now.
Yeah, you
So-
should stop texting. During the podcast, you dick.
At least I'm not chewing food.
I'm not either.
Got all my stuff packed. About I don't know, 3 minutes, and I put my backpack on, and then all of a sudden, headlights. Again. and I hear the tires.
Yeah.
The car comes down the gravel. I can see it's the same car, and I'm like, oh, maybe she got away. And then I hear her mom scream, "Where were you?" And at that point, now if you think about this, as I did in that moment, I was like, okay, so she's already been caught. She's in the car. The fairgrounds
It's only so big.
is not their route out of here. So why would they be coming back down to the fairgrounds?
Catch you.
She's looking for me. That's her only thing she's going for right now. She wants to find me. So I'm like, oh god. As soon as she goes around that fence, I gotta do the same thing she did, and I gotta book it. Except I just gotta be quicker, because once they come around that loop, I gotta be gone. So soon as the taillight goes around the fence corner, I'm like, backpacks on, hoods up. I'm running up the hill, and made it pretty far. I made it to the side of the gym, and I was like, oh shit, I could hop the fence right here. No, that'd take so much time. I don't know what it is that I was taking.
he's violently oh.
You're vibrating.
I don't understand. I'm gonna go to the hospital after this.
Bro.
But so I'm like, oh shit, okay. Keep going up the hill. Boop ba doop ba doop ba doop. I'm like, oh, the girls have a basketball game today. I was watching, or no, it was practice. I was like, I'm just gonna be watching practice. So I run up to the front door of the school, and I'm like, if I just get to the gym, I'm fine. Pull on the door handle, doesn't open, and I'm like, fuck. Okay, so I hop the railing, and I'm running by the side of the school, which is a little elevated above the road, and
Sorry.
he's like I was running.
I think
shaking
it
violently.
might just be because I'm cold.
Are you cold, dude? Because I got blankets and shit. I can't turn the heater on because it would sound like shit.
Yeah, but
a
well,
blanket?
let's not worry about. I think it's the way I'm sitting.
It might be.
I've oddly placed
Nerves.
nerves.
Anyways,
But
you were running alongside the highway.
I'm running. The grass, a little more elevated than the road, and I'm like, I gotta make it to Jacobs. I can't get into school. I gotta make it to Jacobs. I'm gonna call him. And now I'm walking on the side of the school, and I'm like, shit, I don't know where the car is. I don't know what's going on. And then headlights coming up the hill, and I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do?
Hide.
I'm really tall, so I can't just hug the building. So what I did, as soon as I saw the headlights, I just dove, flopped in the dirt. I was like, not the grass, that's muddy. So I went in the dirt. Dry dirt's easier to clean than wet dirt.
True.
So I jump in this dirt pile behind this dead bush, and I can see the roof of the car on the road as it passes, and goes to the stop sign, turns. While I was laying there in the dirt, that's right after I ran up the hill, so I called Jacob, and I'm breathing all heavy, and I'm like, Jacob, I'm coming to your house, dude.
I'm like, I was like, okay. What's going on, bro?
I'm like, tell you when I get there. So I get up out of the dirt because I'm like, the car's gone. I'm gonna be gone. So I get up, I get to the corner of the building. I about to walk around the corner of the building. There's the fucking white car again, and it's coming my way, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I turn around, run back to my dirt pile, jump, flop. I'm on the dirt again.
That's what took you so long. Because I was like...
It pulls up to the stop sign on the corner, still can just see the roof, and a little bit of window, maybe an inch. So I'm like, she can't see me, I'm good. Even though she clearly wouldn't have been able to find me, I was afraid that the light on my phone was going to do anything, so I was hiding it against my chest, and it's empty, whatever. Car goes towards the library, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. I might as well go now, because any time's better than 2 seconds ago. So I get up, take the corner, run through the bus stop, blah 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 blah. I dip up into the side behind the music room because it's separated from the school, so I'm hidden between two school buildings. And conveniently enough, girls' basketball practice is out. So there's people walking now. So I'm not just some weird kid with a backpack by himself running around the school hiding.
Well, I mean,
And
you
at
still
that
are,
point,
but-
I'm walking across the parking
At
lot.
that point I can see Jacob.
I'm
And,
I'm just like, I wonder what's going on with Lauren.
I'm on breathing heavy. I get to the parking lot and there's people around, so I feel better. And I'm like, oh my god.
I'm like,
God.
dude, what happened? And he's like, And then we're walking, and then one of my friends was
We
like,
walked
hey,
to-
Jacob!
We walk towards Jacob's house.
And then a friend says,
One of his
hey.
flags, one of his friends flags him down, and
I'm like, hey, you can go back to my house. I'll be there in a minute.
well, not yet.
Oh, yeah, because we were just like, talking.
The three of us were talking. I'm like, whatever, I'm safe. I'm on the open now, and there's people around. As we're talking, I can see the car, and it's driving really slowly, extremely slowly, and it's about to turn into the parking lot, and I was like, Jacob, I'm gonna go.
I'm like, all right, just go to my house. I'm downstairs I'm gonna be downstairs in my dining room. I'm gonna get there.
Yep. So
And then me and my friend talked for like another 3 minutes, and then I went over to my house.
I walked casually to Jacob's house, and
There was air quotes around that casually.
Yeah, you ran like hell.
no, I
He
walked,
walked
but
really, really fast.
yeah, so as not to be conspicuous, but yeah, so made it to Jacob's. We hung out there. I watched him play Goat Sim while I chilled for like an hour and 10 minutes or so.
And then we walked to the store.
And then I texted the chick. I was like, is it safe for me to go outside now? Like, what the hell? And she's like, yeah. So, went outside.
It probably wouldn't be an
Went to
issue if she
Scouts.
was, like,
Covered in
of age.
dirt. And had a good meeting. Went home. Had some dinner. Went to bed.
Oh.
I went home.
The
That was
person
my Wednesday.
the person
How
that I
long
was
did that story take? It probably took about 40 minutes longer than it needed to, but I'm shaking like, I don't know.
the person that
I think the story is...
we were talking to actually watches the podcast. So
Who?
shout out
To whom?
to Mackenzie.
I think talking about the story makes me like
Freak out a little bit.
nervous because I'm saying it to the public.
Who was it?
Oh, you know,
I don't care who
there's
it was,
names that
Don't
happened.
matter. I think I figured it out though.
Well, we'll find out later.
After the podcast is what he means.
And just
Guess
The
in the
next
comments.
Okay.
if you have any idea. Wait, what if the person that knows who it is guesses?
Then we'll just tell them they're wrong.
And tell them they're wrong. Anyone who guesses is wrong, so it's okay.
Okay.
But we need comments, bro.
Comment anyway. Say you enjoyed this story. In other
Probably a
news-
lot more enjoyable than my my seal story.
I don't know about that.
Oh.
It wasn't enjoyable at the time at all.
Neither was the seal.
As soon as I heard her mom scream like, "Where were you?" I was like, "She's in the car." That moment of realization that she's in the car, just like made my mind fly like 100 miles an hour at the time.
Did she like sneak out or something? Is that what
Well,
happened?
She was at the library, quote, and I was at Jacob's, quote. So
You're at my house. Like next time we do that, just tell me that you're like, I'm gonna be saying that I'm at your house.
why?
Because just so I know, if someone asks me where you are.
Oh,
He
you don't-
was here a second ago.
No, he just went down to the store. I'll say that or something. Something to cover for you.
I'm
well,
a fall.
I figure no one's gonna come to your house and be like, "Where's Lauren?" I'd get a call.
And even if they are, I think
I'd
you're
get a call first.
good enough to be like,
So
yeah.
that was my Wednesday.
What did I do? I had some problems sleeping.
What did I do last night?
I didn't
Cried
sleep.
myself to
That's what I
sleep.
didn't do. I didn't. I got to bed at like 4, and then I woke up at like 8, and then I was like, I need to go to class.
Oh,
And stumbled out of bed.
scholarship week has been kicking my butt.
We've been eating too much.
I have been eating a lot. And not like stress eating though, just like they put out so much food.
Yeah.
Or they don't really, but I just end up eating it all. And just
Well,
'cause it's
they
there.
put like granola,
I don't
trail
know,
mix
just
and
snack food that's like,
snacks and pizza.
and pizza. So
So like I had like a small lunch. I had like a cup of noodle. I think.
So I punched a mannequin baby in the
I was
face.
done talking. So thanks, Dan.
I'm sorry, the cup of noodles isn't fun.
And then like, I was eating like
you've never had a cup of noodles with me.
no, but me and Brett
I
talked
do like noodles.
and ate gummy bears and talked about eating the heads off first.
Fucking gummy bears.
And then, ironically, as I was talking to someone later that day, and they're like, "Have you seen the gummy bear video?"
Like ours? Or?
Yeah.
What?
Like, and it wasn't even like directed at me. I was in the hallway.
That's so weird.
Oh,
That is
Lauren's
so
gummy bear
weird.
movie.
Yeah. And like, have you seen Lauren's gummy bear video? I'm like,
God
You weren't
damn.
even there.
I know, but I feel connected. I feel, and
That is so weird.
but it means it means traction.
Did you see how many views we have on that one?
No,
That's like the
We're at
most amount of
200,
views.
right?
About
200.
right about.
That's actually pretty good for it.
It's fucking crazy. I don't know. It's just the
Radio.
thought of like
Half
already
like, half dislike.
people that I don't know. It's just weird that people are like, have you seen this video yet? It's like,
Yeah.
man.
I think they just wanted to see you eat a big gummy bear and puke.
Yeah, true. Well, find out whether or not I puked and watch the video. If you haven't already, which you probably have, and if you haven't, then just do that.
He might.
He might not. You do never know.
Unless you
Actually,
watch.
even after the video, I'm not sure if I puked or not. I don't know if
I
it
thought
counts.
you did.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You tell us if it counts.
The fuck was that?
That was a
The fuck?
small child I hung up there last week.
The fuck's this?
What the fuck's that?
There's white shit in the air.
The fuck.
The fuck?
Okay.
Alright.
Anyway.
Affirmative statements.
God. So I have bruised the palm of my hand, like right here, because we've been practicing CPR. What the fuck are you? Stop breaking my shit.
I'm
Alright.
fucking with Daniel's tape measure.
It's
It's a.
for measuring people.
I was gonna say it's a seamstress tape, but
Yeah, same thing, bro. I didn't
no.
know.
You just gave the definition of a seamstress tape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Measuring people.
Yeah, I bruised my hands doing CPR stuff. So
I
that was
bruised my
fun.
hands.
It's great.
Broke a few ribs.
Wow.
Well, actually,
Not
they
mine.
say if
If you don't break ribs,
you're
you're
not doing it right, which I
That's-
think is funny.
What do you mean?
I think it's funny that you have to break ribs to save people. It's
Well,
like I'm
I
gonna
mean-
hurt you, but I'm saving your life.
You have to break the ribs in order to pump the heart, and that's all CPR really is.
Yeah.
It's not about breathing,
Mm.
except for the parts where you have to give them oxygen. But
Except
that,
for the breathing parts.
Yeah. Except for the
I mean,
parts
it's
where
not
you
about
actually-
pumping the lungs. It's
Yeah, I know.
about pumping the heart.
Pumping. Iron.
Technically, there's iron in
CPR. It's not about pumping the lungs. It's about pumping iron.
I think I'm gonna put that on.
Don't.
Hashtag that.
Oh god.
I'm just gonna say something. It's like it's not about pumping. CP.
Hashtag BST
Oh, man.
podcast.
Hashtag
I'm just
Too
gonna
many
make a happy of it. Hashtag too many hashtags. Hashtags. I call them hash. I call them hashtags. Hashbags. Swag bag.
Oh,
God.
God. So there's these two guys that will never watch us.
Oh. Well, they're stupid.
Yeah, and well, actually, but anyway,
Well,
Like-
actually, but anyway.
Eli and stuff. Like I was talking and Kendall was like getting angry or something about
Why?
things because people were being stupid, and I was like, killing people like for any reason is really fucking stupid unless it's like or self-defense or
CPR,
something
it's
like
not-
that.
Well, no, like, even if you think... Never mind. Go ahead.
Even if you think what? Go on.
Nah, I don't want to get political.
Oh, but like she was getting angry at these kids because they brought religion into it, And Eli, the next period, got brought into it, and he's like, "There's nothing I can say to you, so fuck off." And he went back to working.
That sounds exactly like Eli.
I was like, I respect you so much right now, dude.
To who?
To a couple guys that were like, they were giving him religious pamphlets, and he's like, I'm agnostic right now, and I am searching for a religion or whatever at my own pace, and I don't appreciate you doing this right now. And they still threw one at him, and he's like, he threw it back at them, and he's like, I'm done with this shit.
Huh?
It's pretty awesome. It was fun.
Man. I don't like to be rude or anything, but
Sure.
these
Such a long.
these Jehovah's Witnesses showed up at my door one time. Okay, well, it was like 2 in the afternoon. What?
Sounds like a normal.
Now go on.
It was
Normal
like
case of this.
2 in the afternoon. I was still waking, and I heard a knock at the door, and I was like, "Oh fuck, Casey's probably locked out, so I gotta let him in." So tired ass me gets up out of bed in just pajama pants, open the door, and I'm like, I start to walk away because I thought it was Casey at the door, and they're like, "Hi," and I was like,
Oh,
Oh.
shit. Hey, what's
"Hey,"
up?
and I was just like so tired and out of it, and they're like, "Sorry, you want us to come?" And I'm like, "No, just what do you want to say?" What do you want to say? And
I'm not gonna listen anyway.
they gave me their spiel or whatever, and then they're like, "Okay, take this pamphlet," and I'm like, "Yep, cool, have a nice day." Yep, shut the door,
Throw it in the trash.
and after that, they've showed up at my grandma's house, asking for me
Yeah, they do.
like 7 times since then.
Really?
Yeah,
They do that.
I know, and it's like, why?
There's something.
Why are you punishing the people who don't treat you bad? Like, you know, one
I
or 2
wonder,
times.
by the way, I
maybe.
wonder if that ever works. Like,
I don't think it does.
that's
like,
that's what
by,
I'm saying. Is
by the
that-
6th time, what pushes you to be like?
no, I think like that'd
Maybe
be like
this
the
time.
lamest way to convert to a religion is to be like, this dude
Um,
gave me a pamphlet, a pretty convincing pamphlet, and now I'm Rasta bitch and harp.
'Cause that's the thing.
A Rasta bitch and harp.
Hashtag that and put it in your Twitter.
Also a musician.
I
Yeah.
couldn't figure out any
They
names of
stopped
religions.
coming to my house because I have big dogs that bark a lot and
Yeah.
scare them. So they just stopped showing up.
They stopped showing up at my house when I stopped answering. It wasn't because I was stopped answering. It was because they were knocking. It's because I'm in a basement and I don't hear them until I run up there and they're halfway down my stairs and I look out the window. I'm like, they're already gone.
I saw Kelly give the weirdest interaction to Jehovah. I can't believe I forgot about this, but just the thought of this just brought it back up. I was over at Kelly's one time. We were hanging out. We went into his living room. Knock, 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 knock. There's a knock on the door. That's what it sounded like. And he has a window on his door
Oh yeah.
that is see-through
Oh,
both
yeah.
ways. He looks out, and there's these 2 Jehovah's Witnesses looking at the window, just like. And
He
he's
just walks away.
no, he's standing there in the living room, and he just stares at the window. And I'm like, "They caught you, man," and he's like, "Nope." And then they're like looking at him, and they're like, they knock one more time, all like weird and nervously. And Kelly's just like.
Flops his dick out. Starts jailing.
No, he was just staring at the door, and then they're like, they like looked down or something, and then they like looked back, and then looked around, and then they left. And I was like, that's the strangest thing ever.
Going back to what Dan was saying earlier, like, oh my god, this cool pamphlet. I heard this once. If I got this cool pamphlet, so I'm converted to this religion. I was like, I always thought it's stupid to if you couldn't.
I feel like it's stupid that that's the reason.
Yeah, I feel like if you couldn't find your way to finding your faith on your own, then I don't believe
I don't
that
think
you
it's worth
should have that faith. because that faith.
I feel like it should be torn out of your soul.
no, like I feel like that faith isn't genuine. I feel like you just have that because.
Well, I mean, like, if you're born with it, isn't it along the same lines?
Or Maybelline. But
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe it is.
I don't even want to get into the religion subject
You can-
or whatever, but
you
like,
can have a holding place, I guess.
yeah, I mean, like, my
We'll see
emptiness
what's wrong
is
with
empty.
Oh.
Emptiness is empty.
I don't
Therefore,
know.
it's congruent to itself. Same
Okay.
thing.
Cool.
Anyways,
Cool.
that sad note gone.
Was it?
Well, so I'm happy. I'm happy I got to share with you guys my story of this
So-
week because I've been holding it in all week because I'm like I got to save that for the podcast.
We already talked about penis.
And I don't know why I was shaking so much. Did we talk about penis shaking?
Yes, we did
Yeah,
last
Last week?
podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
So on my phone,
Oh,
I downloaded some games.
So,
just
eh?
because I was bored. I didn't know that it added to my gamer score on Xbox Live because I have a Windows phone.
that's cool. Yay.
I have like 20 gamer score for my phone.
Man, Daniel and I are still, even though we live streamed it, still haven't beat Minecraft yet.
Nope.
Yeah, we're not there yet.
We're going to.
We will.
Yeah.
Eventually. Tonight.
Oh
Alright.
God, tonight. I don't know about tonight.
Me neither. I just don't know about it.
You want to play something too, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a very cute goat.
That is not a goat.
That's your girlfriend, I know.
No, I'm talking that's not a goat.
No, oh, what? That's not actually
That's
a
a
goat?
kangaroo.
Oh.
It's a very cute goat. No, it's not a goat.
It's a very cute goat.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroos are very cute.
No,
Oh my
the
God.
kangaroos. That's a picture of my girlfriend when she went to Australia this summer.
Oh my God.
Duh. Damn it, Dan.
Goddamn.
I just saw it and I was like, oh,
No, that's your girlfriend.
I take that as an insult, Dan.
It was a joke. Lighten up.
But oh man, that's funny. That reminds me.
Sorry,
of,
Sammy.
That reminds me of an essay I had to.
No.
That reminds me of not an essay I had to write, but like an explanation I had to write. In our writing class, we're working on like explanations. So basically, like the peanut butter and jelly assignment.
God, yeah.
We haven't done that one.
The peanut
Well,
butter
we
and
did.
jelly
We
assignment?
did similar assignment.
I don't know what that is.
Where
Please
we-
explain for everyone in the audience that doesn't
So-
know.
Basically explain how to make a peanut butter and jelly
Oh.
sandwich in the most explicit detail.
But you
Yeah.
take the smooth, creamy peanut butter.
And
No, you
spread
don't.
it
You
on
don't
the
have to
nice
describe the
buns.
stuff you're using. You just gotta describe what to do. But
Gently back and forth.
so he put a bunch of like abstract words
Jail
up
on it.
on like a word list, and he's like, you pick one of these and explain what it is. And I do explain. I chose wisdom, and I wrote like wisdom is basically like one's personal library of knowledge, and okay.
Your foot was like 3
What
inches
is with
from
your
the-
hair right now?
What do you mean?
I don't know. Your hair's like.
Well,
You look like half bald, and I'm not sure what it is.
So yeah, you do.
Doesn't he?
Yeah,
What
Dan.
is it?
But Dan, right when he grabbed his tea,
Where's your hairline?
he looked like Smeagol. When he looked at me, those eyes, he was like.
Where's your hairline, then? Let's see it. Oh, that's not bad.
Pretty far back.
I would, if I were you, I would put it back up like all the time.
I would love to, but
because when you do that, you look like you look. It
I look like
looks
a
way,
Nordic god.
No, it looks way further back when it's like forward. I don't know what that is.
I know.
I could grease my hair back.
I would love to. Like, I would love to do this, and
So for the first time in our lives, I think I have longer hair than Lauren. For like the first time ever.
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever had longer hair than you that I've known you that I can remember. So this is the first time experience.
Yeah. That part though, I don't know if it works, man.
yeah, no.
You just, your hair's like thin.
My hair doesn't part.
My hair isn't actually that
Your
thin.
hair's so weird, dude.
I
don't
know.
know.
I don't actually
My
part
bangs
my
are just
hair.
pretty long, so.
I just like.
I don't think that works. See, if you like,
I don't
you have
know
one
you-
side that if you just took the part right here and you went like, you don't comb it over, but you just separate the part.
I don't like it.
This
It
is
looks
normal.
better.
Why? This is normal. We're talking about this on a podcast that isn't video.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Oh well.
Sorry.
I'm not.
We're talking about
Hair.
my hair.
So,
Hair parts.
I've been doing a paper on virtual reality, speaking of papers and stuff, and I've been finding out a lot of cool things about it that I'm, like, potentially very excited about. What
Porn.
are you doing? You're like,
Mostly
I'm
porn.
looking at you.
Dan's thinking mostly about porn.
actually, I was thinking about the cool things that could happen with, like, video
Porn.
game industry and stuff. And porn. Could you imagine? No. No, not mostly
Could you
porn.
imagine
this possibilities?
No, like, when you think of virtual reality, what do you, like, immediately think of? Like, Oculus or what?
Porn.
Not
You just think about porn all the fucking time.
No.
Pun
not
intended.
Oculus. I don't know.
Like-
Oculus to me seems
Like headgear
like-
or like.
I think of Nerve Gear.
I think of
Nerve gear, yeah, that's what I think
Yeah.
of too. Like sword art and stuff, but
I don't know, dude. Virtual reality.
Hmm?
Like
Like, there's those movies
I
about
think
it.
about Blood Dragon. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
It's like Cyber War, or Saints Row.
well, I mean, not like,
the
but like
fourth.
the gear
There's- yeah,
needed
Saints Row 4.
to do virtual reality is
Oh,
what I mean.
I don't know.
I
A
think
video game.
Okay.
like where you like an immersive world where you're like you lay down.
Do you have like goggles that you put on? Or it doesn't fucking matter. I'm gonna explain it. So like Oculus and stuff was bought by Facebook in 2014, and that was a whole deal and stuff. And I thought that was the extent of it. I thought all virtual reality so far that like what we've come up with was like goggles and gloves and shit. And like I found at the top of some of these research pages there were these like spherical dome things that you'd like crawl into. They're like hamster balls, and you'd have those goggles and stuff on, and you'd be like
Moving around.
basically you'd be moving around in the virtual world and stuff with your goggles or what on, which seems like a little weird. But then I got like to the other parts of it, and they are like tampering with brainwaves and stuff to where, you know, sleep paralysis, where
of it.
yeah, it can basically artificially do that to you and transmit brainwaves and stuff, and it'll basically, you're playing a game in your mind, and when you're moving in there, you have full control of your body or whatever. So it's basically going to that point, and they're thinking about it. And they were actually just explaining the logistics of it, like when that does happen, because they're getting closer to it. Like what, like the rights of the uploads or the people that go in there, because you're basically uploading your brain. Like what the rights of those peoples are, and
Which is something you'd have to be very I would
very
believe that
explicit on.
Yeah, because that is your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not talking about tampering with your thoughts, but it's talking about, like, what happens in there. Because, like, that could be very, very dangerous for, like, hackers and stuff. Or, like, for people to hack that and hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were talking about, like, tests and stuff to do, like, on mice. Like, where they would make one of these machines around a mouse in their brains. And to, like, put it in the sleep paralysis state. And basically, like, in that, like, virtual mouse world, pinch its tail to see if it feels pain. And if it does, that, like, proves their tests. But at the same time, animal rights and stuff. And that goes tenfold for humans when they try to test it on humans.
That could be like a weird form of torture.
That could be, yeah.
Like you
As
just
if there's not enough of those.
yeah, but like
Did
like,
you hear
like,
about
like
the
a form
glass
of
and a penis?
like
Yeah,
a form of torture that like doesn't kill you or weaken
It
you.
can kill you, because you can get killed by the pain
Mhm.
of things.
But like something that doesn't
Killed
cause
by the pain of things.
but something that doesn't cause you like actual physical damage.
At a certain point, like if you're feeling pain all over your body or whatnot, even if it doesn't actually damage anything, if you're just feeling that pain, it can still stop your heart.
Yeah, I mean like, but I'm not like I'm not saying like an extreme amount of pain. I'm just saying like that's a very extreme amount of pain. And if you're torturing someone, you don't. Your goal is not to kill them; is to get information.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
I'm saying like you could hurt someone without actually killing them.
That's the
Over
idea
time.
of torture.
No. You weaken the body sometimes during torture.
Yep.
And you can kill them.
You can.
Yeah.
But
The idea
you just,
with
you
this...
just don't do that.
What are we talking about?
Nothing anymore, because Dan doesn't understand what I'm trying to say.
I understand exactly what you're trying to say.
I don't
I'm just
understand what
doing
either of you are trying to say. Like, should I go?
No.
I don't know.
It's an interesting topic.
I don't really care for virtual
Well,
reality.
it's...
I learned, like, when I think about virtual reality, I think about that one movie, Gamer.
12:15
me
on
too.
Saturday.
And, the whole premise for that movie was pretty weird.
Yeah, and pretty.
Yeah.
It wasn't really virtual reality. It was more like controlling somebody's
True.
person.
But,
So, I mean, I guess
That's
it was
what I
along the
think
same
of.
lines though.
yeah.
So... Yeah.
That's a weird
So, the person... Who sings, the song, like, it's all about that bass?
Meg Trainor.
Yeah, she's getting sued by Japan.
I
Why?
don't like her.
Because the rights to J-pop, which is the beat for that song, are owned by the country of Japan. So she's getting sued by the country of Japan.
Which is.
I want to know
fucking
what
cool.
J-pop song.
It's just
That
the
was-
beat.
It's just a beat.
Yeah.
That beat is J-pop.
Uh-huh. Like that is like the signature beat of J-pop, and it's really funny that she like.
Oh my god.
I think it's funny that the country owns the beat.
They own that beat.
Anytime I think about, like, music possession and ownership, I think back to the Vanilla Ice case.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not da 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 da. It's da 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 da. It's
Yeah.
like
What does that mean?
that was
that was a
his argument.
legitimate argument during the case.
Through the
It's
case.
not dun 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 dun. It's dun 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 dun. Can't you hear the difference,
It was
guys?
really funny.
And then the court's like,
What?
what?
They're like, you stole this from
Queen.
you stole this from David Bowie and Freddie Mercury, and he's like, no, see, their song's like dun 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 dun, but mine's like dun 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 dun. You know, and like that was basically his argument.
Like they're not the same. You see,
What?
because when I say it, it happens a second after they say it.
Less than a second, like 1,000th of a second. Therefore, it's okay, right?
I'm pretty sure it's exactly the same,
Yeah, I know.
actually, but
Yeah.
anyway.
Did he win?
No.
No,
Okay.
He got sued.
his ass, dude.
That's good. That's funny.
But everyone
Man.
knows dun 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 dun.
And now he's
dun,
building houses
dun, dun,
Is
dun,
he really?
dun,
on the
dun,
DIY
dun,
network.
dun, dun. But everyone
Oh
knows.
yeah, that's right. I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I think it's funny that everyone remembers that beat from
Ice Ice Baby.
yeah, not
Not the actual song.
that the first song. I can't
Not
remember.
me.
I don't remember.
Rise up, up down on me, down on me. Yeah,
So
I only know that song so much because while we were staffing up at Boy Scout camp,
Oh god.
there was
yeah.
this guy,
Aston.
Aston Bates, and yeah, okay,
Shut up.
cool, laugh. Just kidding.
Would he be a dick?
sorry.
But
Better
he,
be.
he was like
Child.
the
Okay.
trumpeter,
The
I
trumpet
guess,
player? The bugler.
the bugler,
But
and,
he's played a trumpet, so.
and him and I kind of like just did songs and stuff, and that was one of the ones we sang. Even though he had clearly was like a smaller person at the time and had like
He was a lesser
really,
person than I.
he had a higher voice and everything. I was doing the Freddie Mercury part, and he was doing the David Bowie. But yeah, we rocked that shit. We rocked that
We
shit.
sang Dayman so fucking much. At
Oh
that.
god, we sing so
Dayman.
much. We sing a lot, so
We
much. out
sang
there.
like.
We sing Dayman. We sing Make a Man Out of You.
Podcast.
We sang
So
Under Pressure.
It's not a let's play.
We sang
Yeah, we sang a lot of shit.
pretty much anything, I guess. I don't know. It was fun.
song.
And we
Oh
danced.
my people, and we
Oh
dance.
my god, did we dance?
I don't know if we actually sung that one.
Every day
No.
for some
I don't think we did,
reason.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
We
me
sang
singing my
we sang pretty
falsetto.
much anything. Do you remember you weren't a part of Swamp Comp, were you?
I was part
might
of
have
Swamp
been.
I don't
Comp.
think you were.
No.
I was part of Swamp Comp.
You totally
Swamp
weren't.
Comp was awesome, dude. That was like one of my favorite parts of camp. Swamp Comp was where there was staffers, me, Will,
Oh yeah, I was there, but I
Kindon,
wasn't the.
and Aston.
I was not.
Aston was like my main man up there. Besides Daniel and Kindon, he was like, I don't know.
We'd add us in later.
Well, I hang out with you guys all the time, and that was the
Yeah.
only time I hung out with Aston. But so we were on a team, Aston and I, and he was like the skinny band guy, and I was like the big unathletic guy at the time, and Will was
The short
he was short, but he was the
front dude.
waterfront guy, so like they had a huge leg up, and Kindon was pretty strong, so yeah, the teams didn't sound fair, but the thing was they would be on a team, Kindon and Will and Aston and I. What we do is we take 2 canoes all the way out to the middle of the lake, and all the campers were like lined up on the shore watching, or most of the campers anyway, and we'd go 3, 2, 1, flip, and we'd like flop out of our canoes and sink them so that they get swamped, is what it's called. And the goal was to be the first team to get your canoe back on land, pour the water out, and then set it back down. And that's how you win Swamp Comp. Sounds easy.
Not easy.
But when you have like the conflict of the teams, it kind of gets like drug out and long. So you can mess with the other person's boat, and if like at first they started to get closer to the shore, just like they were barely quicker than we were, and I was like, Aston, take the canoe, and he's like, okay. So he's pulling the canoe by himself, and I go, "Huh!" I take a push off the canoe, and I'm like swimming straight for theirs, and I land on the middle, and I'm just like pulling, trying to keep them back, and Aston's gaining ground on them, so Kindon's like, keep pushing, Will, and he like swims over to ours, and he's like pulling on ours, we're pulling on theirs, no one's making any progress, and actually I guess we are making progress, because we both get like, we're both 10 feet from the shore. The crowd's like going crazy because they've been with us all week, so they know who they're cheering for. And the teams are chosen. There's the archery guy and the waterfront dude versus the rifle guy and the nature dude. And
Who's the rifle guy?
Aston,
Okay.
the band geek, was also the rifle assistant. But
That's cool.
I didn't want to be the nature guy. It's just kind of where I got stuck, and I knew a lot of things about it, and I had like a cult following up there for some reason.
That was
Daniel
really
knows about
funny.
this. We'll talk about it later. But so for some reason, I had this huge percentage of people cheering us on, and I'm like, I know that if Aston and I are both pulling against Kindon, we can take him. But if I let Will by himself, then he's by himself, so he's basically got it. So what I do is I
Throw one of the oars.
had to do well, you do have to bring your oars in too, so that did happen a lot in between, but that was never really an issue, and I don't know why. So I'm like, okay, if I can do it quick enough. It's like 20 feet away from us, the canoes are 10 feet from the shore, Will's gonna have a hard time flipping this by himself. It'll come out about even timing. So I'm like, push his canoe back with like, I don't know, I give the force to push his canoe back, and I convert that into me going towards our canoe, so that gives me like extra time. And Kindon sees I'm coming back for ours, so he starts going back for theirs. I'm like, go, Aston, go! And we both get really close to the shore, but Will's really got it going, and they have it upside down, which is how you pour it out. And Kindon's on the shore end, and he's coming out of the water, and Will is like still pushing from the other end. I'm like, God dang it, we're not gonna have enough time. So in a last second attempt, I try my best, and I sprint through the like mushy sand, and the crowd is just like, there's this huge gasp as I like throw myself into the air, and I belly flopped hard on the middle of the canoe as they were lifting it up, and I just went, and I like slammed it back down on the water, and half the crowd's like, yeah, and the other half's like, oh, and I was like, no, go Aston, go, and right as we were like in that last moment struggle, I was pulling against Kinnan and Will. Aston's almost got it up by himself, and then timer goes off. We're like, oh, God, that was awesome.
I remember doing swamp
were
comps,
all
but
winners.
we never did like a tournament for it. So
Yeah, you went like wiggle the
just
mouse.
wiggle the mouse just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay. Anyway,
I feel really uninvolved because I'm not a Boy Scout.
well, I'm just telling you a story, I guess, but it was really fucking fun.
Lame.
My stomach hurt so much for like the next 3 days, but I was like, it was
I
worth it.
remember you complaining
It's
about
worth it for Swamp Comp. And
Yeah, getting
It was.
competitive. Actually, I have a
was
story
worth it for
about.
Swamp Comp.
I was actually at a camp, up in Washington, and I got a lymphatic infection.
Oh God, that sucks.
It does. So like most of the camp, I was laying in bed. It was a leadership camp. So I was like laying in bed, and then I'd go to the sessions and I'd sit down and I'd take notes, and then I'd go lay in bed again. And when they'd like, oh, we're gonna go do this activity outside,
Damn.
Sorry.
and I'm like,
I'll be right back.
I'm gonna lay in bed. It was like third night, and I was like, they're like, all right, we're gonna have this obstacle course run through the dark, and I was like, I gotta do something. I have to do something. So with a lymphatic infection, I decide that I'm gonna do it. Just. I play second at the entire camp.
Jesus.
With a lymphatic infection in the dark. And then and I went over to the medical tent, and I'm like, I don't feel too good. And he's like, yeah, your neck's the size of a balloon, and you just ran an obstacle course and finished second. Why did you do that? I'm like, because I'm competitive. And like, he's like, yeah, that is something you got going for you.
Man.
I was also deemed the anchorman because there's like this like news, like
Yeah.
we do a camp news.
Uh-huh.
So like I was the anchorman. I was the guy that was always talking about things. So like if there was a competition, and like whatever team win, I'd be like, all right, and I'm here with the players of.
The computer smackers.
like this game, and the winner of the disc golf championship of camp this year is the red team, and
Because the blue team
sucks. And like I got a little award. It was like Anchorman of the Year.
That's stupid.
That's kind of funny.
It was cool. Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't hear my story.
Anyway,
Yeah.
Cult following.
Oh, afterward. Oh. I wanted to go on to one other part of that
go ahead.
before you did.
Do it.
Lauren, he wanted to go into cult following.
I got hit in the face with a bottle.
Yeah, you
I
did.
actually wasn't angry at Aston at all. It was just in like pain. I was like, go away for a second. Mostly because I don't want anybody to see me cry. But I got hit in the face with a bottle.
I don't want to cry at Boy Scout camp.
He threw it and it like went like 15 or 30 feet. He was trying to hit Will or something with it.
He was trying to pass it to Will, and he's not
Missed.
a football player. He's a band geek. So like,
Hit me right in the face and it cracked a tooth. And the next couple days, like it got infected and it was hurting really, really bad. So the doc guy there, he was like, okay.
Mama Biddle.
Yeah, he's like, after breakfast, take this, and I was like, what is it? And he's like, oh, it's just some pain medicine that, like, just some of the stuff that I got, like, to bring up here for camp and stuff, like, for any serious issues or whatnot. And I was like, okay. And, like, after breakfast that morning, I took the pill, and then I went to go working at the pioneering thing.
God damn it.
It's empty!
It doesn't matter. It's still making like way more noise than it needs to.
Yeah, but I ended up going and working at my pioneering thing, and like I get up to go help this kid, and like I just started projectile vomiting. Like I ended up like running out into like this forested area.
Let
like,
me help
like,
you. His puke all over his face. And you're like.
like not even have like the like when you puke usually you have the convulsion to like puke down.
Yeah.
They don't even have that convulsion to puke out.
Let me help you.
Just
and you're like, sorry about that. You know what? Just have the merit badge. It's like,
have
puke on the card.
you got the merit badge.
and the kid
As you're handing it to him. God. Anyway.
like he goes
What's
home.
your pin?
Goes home and he, like his mom's like, "How was camp?" He's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Never again.
Oh God.
Goes
After
into
that, we can
therapy
talk
for the
about
rest of his
vomiting.
life.
Okay.
But anyway, like, I went back to the dock after
Really?
Lester like sent me back to my tent to go take a nap. Went back to my tent, took a nap.
Puked on his bags.
No, it's
I
fine.
like the way you said it. Lester told me to go back to my camp, take a nap. So I went back to my camp, took a nap. I don't know why that was really funny to me.
And then I went and saw the dock, and I was like, "What the fuck did you give me?" I didn't say fuck, obviously. I was like, "What the did you give me?" And
Just like
it
that.
was just a joke.
He was like, oh,
and he's
that's
like,
laxative.
"Oh." No, it was oxycodone. He gave me like way too high of a dose for me, and oxycodone in general will do that.
Sometimes, depending on.
If you're active at all, generally,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but usually you're just supposed to sit around and
I wasn't. That
vegetate.
Was my issue. Yeah, and so that was fun, and
That's pretty funny.
like I had to end up taking it again before they sent me on a hike. Like I
And
took
then
one.
projectile vomit
And
and
we
all
went
the
up-
children.
We went up to one of the lakes, and like they were like, "Okay, you guys can fish here. We'll leave in about an hour and a half." And there's this like one rock that's like a cliff, and you
see
can climb
Dan.
down, and there's another little ledge that's like 1.5 feet wide, and I accidentally fell asleep right there. I fell asleep on this little cliff, like for about a half an hour. I was like, "Oh shit."
That's what happens. Oxycodone.
That's awesome. I don't know. That was like one of the best naps I've ever taken.
Oxycodone.
Fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
But
Oxycodone.
anyway.
That's all I'm gonna say about that
Your
story.
cult following.
there's that.
They were like, "Look, we sacrificed the baby. Love us."
Something about the way I taught, like one of my classes or something. The kids just loved it, and I don't know why. I didn't really care for the class at all.
It's probably what
So, yeah, maybe, I guess. But the first day, I'm like, well,
That's not my fault.
we had a week to prep, and I'd never taught there before, so I had to create my own teaching strategy. And I was like, okay, we got to do these experiments. If I just, man, there's all this writing stuff too. You know what? Okay, so I'm gonna do every experiment on the first day, to drag the kids in, and I guess it worked, because no matter what we did the next day, they were still happy to be there and they loved it. So I kind of threw all of the excitement into the first day, and that was good enough to cover the bullshit that was the rest of the week. And I was like, well, whatever works. I mean, cool. So, yeah, and out of nowhere, the second week, you're there 3 weeks. First week is staff week. You prep for the camp and everything.
I skipped it.
Yeah, he skipped it. It's the hard week, and he skipped it. Second week, you have campers. So, like, that's the actual do your thing week.
And that's a 5-day week?
Yeah, well,
Kind of.
it's a 6-day week.
Okay.
And the 7th day is when you, like, go into town and wash your clothes. And then you come back and swim around and waste your time because that's your day off. where you get to hang out with the staffers. Anyway, and the third week is basically just the second week with new kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was kind of fun. But the second week, we're all just like, by the end of it, we're all just ready to get out of there. And that's the week I got the cult following, which was basically an entire troop and then some. And they happened to be taking Daniel's Wilderness Survival merit badge, which he had to take them on an overnight hike. There was about 4 more get-ups left until we had to go home. And Daniel was like, oh, I need another staffer to go on this thing with me. And I'm like,
I couldn't get anybody to go with me either.
I've done it before. I mean, I guess I'll do it again. So
It's the worst thing.
we get out there, and I got all my kids just like in the corner like, hey. And I'm like, did you build your thing yet? And they're like, no. And I'm like, it's almost dark. And they're like, oh, we don't know how to do it. And I'm like, good luck. It's not my class. I'm going to go to bed. So, yeah. We had a shitty shelter. With like a tarp with a tree.
All I really need is
shelter.
All I really need is a sleeping bag and a tarp.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'll be dry and warm.
Yeah, but so it wasn't that bad, but I just had the worser end of it. So
Yeah.
I had my innocent little like cult following of people that love me. That they're just like whatever, all happy and stuff. And the dudes we were sitting next to, were just like the worst, like foul-mouthed, like terrible people ever. And they were in your class, and I was like, what did you do to these kids?
By the way, to be fair, I didn't say cunt or fuck as much as I normally do, or as much as I do now. I think they had a negative effect on
What
me.
does that say?
No, we're at a minute.
A minute of 4.
One.
We're at an hour and 4 minutes.
1 minute.
Cool. But yeah.
I thought we were way further. Anyway,
What were you saying about that? Like the kids with the
Oh.
foul mouths? Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
watch your mouth.
I was like, there's these kids over here, yo. Be careful. Yeah, so at the end of the week, once we did that and everything, they were leaving, and I'm like, I had to help. I helped them pack, and I was like, so you guys coming back next year? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, awesome. I didn't staff there next year, but
yeah.
so I was like, oh, this is kind of shitty, but whatever.
Did I ever tell you about this? I went to a leadership camp. I always
Yes, actually, just now.
No, a different one.
Everywhere I went,
Oh.
there's these
I tend to go to leadership camps more than any other type of camp.
Okay, go on.
Ever. I was at this leadership camp, and they were thinking that I was sneaking out and having sex with other campers because it was a co-ed camp. So they're like, I got pulled aside by my little counselor person. They're like, now, we've noticed that there's been a guy out and about wandering around after dark. And I'm like, oh, don't know who it is.
Hope you find them.
And they're like, a lot of people think it's you because you seem to be a very
Fucking werewolf. No.
flirtatious young man. And I'm like, not me. I'm not an
Not
idiot.
this flirtatious that you say.
And they're like, all right, we trust you.
They obviously didn't if they're pulling you aside.
But they actually caught the guy that night.
Oh, who? Oh, never mind.
I don't know who it was. It was some guy from some other cabin. And they're like, that's the first camper we've sent home in 3 years. And I'm like,
I'd love to be that guy.
I'm like, I wonder why.
I'd love to be that. That'd be really funny.
And I was like,
Mom, they sent me home. It's the first time in 3 years.
and I was like,
I'm so proud. Suck it.
And I got an apology, like a formal apology, like not in front of everyone, but like
Cool.
the council, like the camp, like the head person of the camp, like came up to me and was like, "Hey, I want to apologize for the way we treated you. We apparently had the wrong idea." And I was like, "It's no problem."
I would have been like, kiss the ring. Do it. Kiss it.
But it was
Come on.
funny.
Come on. Kiss it.
I was thinking about just sneaking out after that, just to like
Just to fuck with them, like, we didn't actually catch the guy.
like sneak out and then sneak back into my camp, not do anything, just like Like
Walk
walk
around.
a lap around the camp and then just come back to my cabin.
Did I ever discuss my trip to Albany? Or not Albany. My trip to Aberdeen, Washington? On the podcast?
Aberdeen.
No.
Well, you see here,
No, it's
Well,
it's an audio podcast.
Well,
here.
Yeah.
I went to go see my grandpa before he died, and like I have some cousins and stuff who live up there, and I went out and like basically hung out and stuff with my cousin who was about my age at the time. We were, I think, 16 or 17. I don't remember.
Is that cousin not the same age as you now? Because you said they were the same age as at the time.
No, I mean like
Well, they were.
I think we're just like just far enough to where she could be 19 right now, or she could be 17 still. I don't fucking know. But at the time, we were both the exact same number.
The exact same number.
Yes.
We were both the number 7.
It's possible to be the same
number
number at
7.
one time
Possible
and not.
to be a number at all.
Shut up. But anyway,
We're all ones, Lauren. We're all number
we
ones.
went out with our friends and we all hung out and stuff, and we played capture the flag with pumpkins, like in between a church and a school.
Why pumpkins?
Why not?
Why the fuck not?
It's a flag.
It was after Halloween.
Okay, that makes more sense. I
and-
was like, what? It's like, oh, guys, it's spring. I have this pumpkin. What should we do?
And it was like freezing balls out.
It's a flag.
And we had this pumpkin that was in the depths of a school. And then we had a pumpkin that was on top of a church.
On top of one.
Yeah, there was like a ladder that went up and it was like right there. And you had to somehow grab the pumpkin. It wasn't that big. It was like maybe a 10-pound pumpkin. And then run back to your side. And like, we played that for about an hour or two. And then we played Fugitive. Or, it was like point-to-point Fugitive. That's how Fugitive's normally played, right?
Yep.
And we went from there to the hospital on the hill, which is about 3 miles away.
Damn, Gina.
That was a pretty big game of Fugitive, dude.
And like I got caught.
That's probably because they didn't know the town very well.
Yeah, I didn't at all.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you know the town, then Fugitive is really easy. But if you don't, then it's like...
I
Yeah,
love Fugitive.
I got caught
Me too.
halfway. But when we all met up at the hospital, had everybody all come there. One of the guys comes running up after like everybody else has met there. His shirt is all torn to shit. And like the other one doesn't have a shirt on at all. He doesn't even have one in his hands or anything. Like, yeah, we crawled through some bushes. I lost my shirt. He's over there, and like
It's pretty funny. It's pretty fucking
these
funny.
other guys like they were like, okay, yeah, I guess we're done doing everything for tonight. It's like 1 a.m. right now, and we're standing outside of a hospital. And then these two other guys are like. And they like pull off their backpacks and they like open it up and there's like this fur in it, and we're like, what the fuck is that? And they were Sasquatch costumes. 2 guys had Sasquatch costumes, and they're like, yeah, you guys can all go home. We're gonna walk across the highway.
Nice.
They got arrested.
Oh, cool.
Sounds about...
It was fucking awesome.
Oh man, speaking of Fugitive, I have an awesome story for the next podcast.
Oh yeah, it's time to go.
So,
Goodbye.
thanks guys.
Thanks for watching. Dan,
Catch us
Dan
next,
just went between
catch
my
us
legs. That
next
was
week
awkward.
on Browns and...
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, Zach.
Wow.
Goodbye, all.
Wow.